video ito, papakita natin kung ano ba talaga ang racing pigeon. Paano sila nakakauwi, paano sila kinakailigan ng maraming tao. So, may dalawang klase kasi ang kalapate. Minsan tatlo pa. Yung iba kasi inaalagaan lang as a pet. Yung iba naman para sa show, yun yung mga fans pigeon. Pero ngayong araw, nandito ang racing pigeon. So, titingnan natin sa clip na to.
There's a thing called pigeon racing, and it's possibly a billion-dollar industry. Recently, one bird was sold for a record $1.4 million. It often involves pigeons flying thousands of kilometers. This is how it works. On race day, pigeon fanciers, that's what people who race pigeons are called, release their birds who are hundreds if not thousands of kilometers away from their respective bird lofts. Depending on the race, around 20,000 pigeons can be released at the same time. The shortest can be 100-kilometer sprints. Long distance races can go up to 1,200 kilometers. The speed of the bird is calculated and the fastest bird wins the race. And it takes a pigeon 12 to 14 hours non-stop to travel around 1,000 kilometers. On hot days, they can take longer, as it's believed that they sometimes stop for a quick water break. But that's just a guess, because it's not possible to track the birds with a GPS. Most trackers are still too heavy, so until technology advances, the pigeons have a ring on their foot which enables the racers to calculate their speed. This is actually how the winners of the race are determined. Minutes after a pigeon arrives at its loft, the owner finds out the speed and the ranking of the bird online. Distance and wind can sometimes be a factor that determines who the winners are. So there's another type of racing. It's called one-loft racing. In this case, when a pigeon is born, it's sent to a collective loft. All the pigeons at these lofts belong to respective owners who train the birds at the collective loft. In the race, all the pigeons race back to their collective loft from a set point, competing under the same weather conditions and flying the same distance. This sport is not new. In many parts of the world, the sport was practiced in some form or the other, dating back thousands of years. But the modern form of the sport has its roots in Belgium, where the first long-distance races were held in the 19th century. But now, the biggest market is in China. Belgian pigeon Armando, also known as the Lewis Hamilton of pigeons, was sold for a record $1.4 million to a Chinese bidder. He was sold for 3 times more than the previous record. And now, the new owner hopes that he'll pass on his super genes to his progeny.
Yun nga guys, makikita natin sa buong mundo, pigeon racing talaga yung isa sa libangan ng mga tao. So, dito sa Pilipinas, meron tayong 3 race na tinatawag. Yung isa naman, derby race, yung isa, one-loft race, at yung sa mga maliliit na panzer is street race. So, ito guys, pakita ko sa inyo. Yun nga guys, ang street race is loft to loft. So kung sino unang makauwi, kukunin nila yung ibon nila, itatakbo nila papunta dun sa loft ng kalaban. So kung sino unang makarating, siya ang panalo. Pero paano nga ba sila nakakauwi? So ito guys, panoorin nyo.
We've always known the pigeon had a good internal compass, and now we have the brain cells to prove it. Scientists at Baylor College of Medicine have discovered 53 neuron cells in the small bird's brain, each with its own characteristic response to the Earth's magnetic field that may actually make up a biological GPS system. The combined data of each neuron's reaction to its north-south and up-down orientation gives the pigeon not only an accurate compass heading, but may also give it coordinates on a mental map. Researchers concede that these navigational neurons may not be the only mechanisms the bird uses to get home. They're also looking for clues in its ears, eyes, and beak. But the latest findings give their research a good direction to head in. For those of us who can't navigate our way out of our own driveways, it might be time to find a replacement for the phrase, bird brain.
Pala yung sa isip ng kalapate, parang may GPS siya sa kanilang sa isip nila kung paano sila nakakauwi, nakakatulong na rin yung mga magnetic field magnetic field ng Earth. Tapos yung mga dadaanan nilang lugar na may memorize nila. So ganun pala katalino ang mga ibon natin. So kaya ingatan natin sila. Bigyan natin ng tamang ng mga nutrients sa pagkain. So yun guys, salamat sa panonood. Pa-subscribe na lang kung di pa kayo nakasubscribe para sa mga bagong update.